So look, does go long and over the top to Foxcroft. This set, Prendergast picks up, goes into the in-goal area. Skinner try to keep up with him. And links up out on the right-hand side of the field. Flicks it around behind the beer. Well, that is unbelievable. Zanika Tanamu plays it. Fifth and final touch. Tanamu takes it on herself.
It's coming up, buddy. So I've just got him on mute until he gets his headset sorted. Well, it's round 6 of the Metro Cup season, and we've got a Southern Storm and Gold Coast double header for tonight, starting with the men's Premier, and that will be followed by the women's later on this evening about 8:10 local time. Let's focus on the men's Premier for our opening match tonight, and we'll take a look at the ladder in the men's Premier division at the moment. Redlands sitting on first position, Country Club in a second. Those two teams actually play tonight. They'll be playing a little bit later on, the Rebels in third. These two teams, Gold Coast in fourth position, the Southern Storm in fifth. The Storm looking for their first victory. The Gold Coast have had one victory so far throughout the competition. We're at the halfway point as well, where every team has played each other once. The one victory that the Gold Coast had did come up against the Southern Storm. That was in round 1 earlier in the year. We'll take a look at the team list for tonight, starting with the Southern Storm. Again, plenty of young up-and-coming stars in this lineup. Their head coach, Chris Ross, leading the way. And looking forward, they've been very close in many of their games, as they were last season as well, the Southern Storm. Is this the game that kickstart their season tonight against the Coast? Let's take a look at their lineup this evening. Big out for them. Kayatika misses the match, suspended after last week's fixture against the UQ Rebels. A little bit of a fracas right at full time. Sees him miss tonight. It'll be a big out for the Coast. He scored 2 tries against the UQ Rebels last week. Troy Skinner is their head coach. Take a look at the player matchup, the key player matchup for tonight. A couple of superstar players. Haven't got Kaya tonight, but we do have Lennox, who is extremely dangerous with ball in hand. Bailey Deacon, just that working player that every team wants. He'll lead his team from the front tonight, the Australian and Queensland under-20s representative. So it shapes up to be a big match here to kickstart us. Like we said, the Storm still looking for their first victory of the season. They're coming off an 8-5 loss against the second-place Colts last week. And as mentioned earlier, the Gold Coast, they had a tough loss. They were in the match. It was 3-3 at half-time against the UQ Rebels. They ended up going down 8-6 in that one. And like we mentioned, it was a spicy contest in that one. Plenty of heat between the two teams there as we take a look at the Southern Storm team over on the sideline for tonight's match. The young fellas get the legs warmed up. Pretty nice conditions for footy here. 18 degrees. We're sitting comfortably at the moment here in Whites Hill. The Gold Coast, like you said, coming off that loss last week against the UQ Rebels. There's a man who is about to put the headset on right now who was taking part in that match. He'll be able to take us through all of the drama that unfolded. Riley Madden, good evening to you.
How you doing, Scotty?
Doing very well. Let's talk about that game last week. Really tough contest against yourselves and the Gold Coast. They threw everything out there, and this will be a good match tonight here against the Storm.
Yeah, fantastic game. Look, two really, really young sides. I mean, ourselves as UQ, we've had a bit of experience loss to Jimmy Hegedus and Andrew Searle, but it's going to be fantastic to watch, mate.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, we've got the girls coming up after this game as well. That will be the Southern Storm and the Gold Coast in that fixture as well. In a little bit different position, the Southern Storm are sitting in third at the moment. The Gold Coast are in fifth, but they've been improving as the rounds go on. So that'll be a great match later on tonight as well. Teams make their way out into the field, and it will be the Southern Storm that get us underway. What's your predictions for this one here, Riley?
Man, look, I've got a few mates in this Storm side from Toowoomba and Southwest Queensland and the like, so hard to go away from, Benny Moore and Bailey Deeks going out there right now.
Be a good contest. Contrasting styles, these two teams, aren't they? The Gold Coast always got that flair about them. Young team. They've lost a couple of experienced players as well. Southern Storm are just always that running, working team. It'll be interesting to see the two styles between these two teams.
No, absolutely. I mean, you give Gold Coast that 7 metre, watch out.
Here we go, we're underway. Southern Storm, they'll be looking to start this game off well. As Deacon feeds it from half, gets it back from Richter early. Deacon! And they come back and make the touch. So casual in the end. Looked like he almost sliced away to get the first try.
That's the man I'm talking about right there, number 2.
And one of the key players we made mention of for tonight's fixture as Ross punches through the middle hole. And Gold Coast will hold out. And they've been impressive as well. Like we said, they've only got the one victory so far in the season against the Storm, but they've been in matches that they've come up against. A lot of the times they've been going into the break either level or down by 1, as they were against you in the UQ Rebels last week. Here's Tika out in the corner. And the ball hits the deck. So a fast start here between the two teams.
No, fantastic start, Scotty. I think the split of play, fan favourite at the moment. That going right to left. Out the box, here comes the Richters. You'd like to set Maury, here we go, 4-3. Yep, bang. Oh, some fancy feet.
Boxenki there on the last, heading it back to the coast. It's Lennox Tika who will head over and grab a breather. Charlton, he was good last week as well for the coast. Another player to watch tonight as Kai Castles dances away. Ball in one hand. Patrick Lamb now plays it, coming into the last. Short ball to Lamb, and oof, Moore missed him on the first occasion, had to come back at him to make the touch.
All you got to do is touch him. Pretty simple it sounds, doesn't it?
What's the name of the game, Robbie, isn't it?
Yeah, mate.
Sometimes they're there and before you know it, they're gone. And talking about things that were gone, the Storm had one eye on the box there, didn't get the job done. Sankey left the ball behind, and the Gold Coast, a good opportunity here to strike first here in this match. Tika makes his way back out onto the field. Clarkin plays it. Tika off the right foot. Feeds it out to Clarkin. Nice touch. Coming up was Zach Griggs from the right wing. Into the last touch of the set. Tika hits the link. And a flick ball out. Just couldn't quite get that one cleanly. Harding, another player that impressed last week. And that was half a chance there for the Coast with a bit of flair.
Here we go, Ryan Ward down the box, bang. Brocky Sankey with an excellent latch.
Now Moore plays it on the last, gets it back into Deacon, sliding down on the ground, gets back to his feet and almost creates the numbers there. As Sankey was hoping to slap that out to the wing, the touch and pass came first. It looked like it was dead and buried there, with Deacon down on the deck. And he pops back up to his feet and almost creates a chance. And the tight contest, early stages, continues here between the Coast and the Storm.
Absolutely, Scotty. You can see the intent here from Storm. You know, they know that Gold Coast start really fast, so they're trying to get out, put heaps of pressure in that ruck defence and set the tone with their subbing. A few extra metres there from Brocky Sankey.
He's looking for some offside players, has to head back to the mark. Jade Blair will play it. It was a good position to start the set as Ben Ross just gets the ball away. Back into half. Chadburn. They've got all their numbers on the right. Ward decides to come out to the left. He sends it over the sideline. The Ghosts have to retrieve the ball. They're still trying to find where it is. Here he comes. Mike Phillips will play it. And that just gave the Storm an opportunity to set their defensive line. They played on the 10. Working hard for metres here.
They're going to have to go here.
Harding leaves it behind.
I know firsthand, mate. He's very fast from half, so I think that's an absolute threat at Gold Coast at the moment.
Yeah, we saw him open up last week, and we made mention for a big man. He can move. Another player to watch tonight.
Right on the 7 or...
Moore comes back to Deacon again. This time they do play it on the 7. Moore gets away from one. Castles has to come in.
Referees will say repeat set. Campbell Muir on field at the moment, supported by Zach Jenrick and Zoe Jenrick tonight, our 3 referees. And the Storm with a full set to work with as they come up nice and early on Deacon. Castles makes
Fantastic
the touch.
snipe there.
Still touches to work with here for the Storm. Deacon again, plenty of touches as expected. Threads it out the back and the ball hits the deck. And picked up on the bounce there from Jade Blair.
It almost seems like that hesitate sort of plays to go at the moment for the Storm. They're kind of hesitating, making Gold Coast really bite on all those plays and then looking for space after it.
That's a nice space down the left-hand wing for the Coast, but they just have to hold it up while those changes were making their way onto the field. Now coming into the back end, Tika rips, and again...
Fantastic read, Griggsy there.
Finishing their set on the 10-metre line. So the Storm are winning the territory battle at the moment. The score's still locked up at 0-all. A little bit clunky around the play of the ball. Tika able to get up and put the pressure on Ben Ross. They're wrangling it back here, the Gold Coast. Coming into the last as Richter takes it right to the line, and nice work from Clark there to pop up out of the line and make the touch. They recovered really well in that set defensively there, the Coast.
Oh, 100%. You know, just that good, strong touch after a bit of a clunky subset, and they all just got around it and backed each other. So I think that's what they got to do to try and match Storm here with their intent.
Now they're bringing it out to the right. Skinner will play it. They skip out in front of Harding. Still just trying to get into position coming into the last. There's Charlton sharp off the right. And the Storm holding defence. Still dancing around. Links up with Harding. They'll come back. And the touch was made first. They'll get a little leg up as well for not returning the ball. Storm tap from the penalty. Looking to be a little bit cleaner this time around. Here's Ben Moore. Matt frees it from half. Ward nice and strong coming into the last. Ben Moore, loose ball, doesn't find a target. Now Harding. Followed up by Charlton. Castles will get it just over the halfway line. Back in field to Lamb in between two defenders. Now great footwork as well. Threading it behind, still dancing here. The Coast as Lamb takes it in. Castles was hovering around the back again, looking for another offload. Good footy off the back end of it there from the Gold Coast. And now Phillips gets his hands on it. And this will help as the Storm gets straight back onto the football. Now Richter gets away from the Coast. Ross comes back into him. Coming into the last now, Ben Ross.
Oh, great scoop.
Picks up wheels, flicks it out the back and has been taken and picked off. Nice work hovering around there from Ericsson. Great start to the game here. Neither team able to crack at the moment.
But it's danger here. Here we go. Skinner on the field. We talk about intent. He's the man to look for.
He gives him great direction.
There we go.
And Deacon.
Too sharp.
Nice touch to close out the set. Here he is carting it forward. Links up with Ben Ross. And Deacon with another carry. Just shy of the halfway line. Sankey follows suit.
Beautiful drive from Ryan Ward. Early release. Just caught it, ran into the corner there, hey?
Tika was pretty comfortable to get across. And both teams might just take this opportunity to get a bit of a breather, get some air into the lungs. A frantic start has continued. Already halfway through the first half here. Still no score on the board and a penalty coming here for the Coast. Discipline's been pretty good. I don't think too many penalties have been given away from either team.
And errors, Scotty. I mean, it's been pretty well, you know, battle set for set at the moment. So, yeah, the first try, it's going to be a beauty. Splitter here. Charlton, he'll be the man. Oh, and a 6 to go he gets rewarded with.
Got a little deflection, fall back into the hands there of Takaray, who's hovering here from half. There's good contact in the touch to slow things down. Takaray will play it again. Charlton tries to go across. Diving touch there from Ward. Charlton's busy in this set. Receives it again. Shows and goes. And there must have been players offside. So a little lapse defending the line from the Storm. Sees the Coast get there first.
Absolutely fantastic there from Judge Charlton. You know, he's known for that pass. He's known for that step, and just bang off that step and just places it easy as you like.
Yeah, and he knew he must have been able to hear the call that Chadburn, and you could see that Chadburn was a couple of steps short. Went straight towards him, and Charlton scores the first try. And the Coast are in front by 1. Storm looking to hit back. Deacon showing it right, showing it left. Comes back to Jacob Richter. And Deacon again, early ball. And links up with Ben Ross.
Fantastic finish there from Benny Ross. I mean, Deeks has done a lot of the work, showing pump, and then early to Benny Ross, and just Goosey down. Thanks for coming. Absolutely great finish there.
Isn't it funny how you go? We've gone 10 minutes without seeing points. We see a team score down one end, the other team picks it up. They get a try down the other end. It might just start to open up now between these teams. We know they're attacking players that they've got. There might be a few more points to come. And Tika diving in, throwing the ball, linking up with Harding, pops straight back up to his feet, and he's in the play again. They've got some strike out there at the moment here, the Coast. Charlton to Tika, hop, skip and a jump. Skinner now plays it. And back to Charlton again. He's already got one tonight. And he links up with Harding, who gets on the outside shoulder. And we've had 3 tries now in 3 sets. And the Coast get their second.
Like we've said before, Scotty, I think they get inside that 7 metres and they're arguably the hardest team to stop. Just moving. And then bang, just that little bit of hesitation in all the defenders. And you can't give them any time to hesitate.
2-1, Coast back in front. There's more. Now comes off the right foot. And links up there to score their second. Richter goes across. It was the footwork here, wasn't it? Little shuffle.
100%.
Gets him in.
We've been looking for that pass all game, and then bang, another one. The step, mate. Seems like that's the go-to play for both teams here.
Zach Richter, a try scorer. Skinner gets this back underway. And looking for offside players. Zach Jenrick calls them on. Skinner has to go back to the mark to play it. Charlton again, early release. Nice touch again. And looking for some fancy feet and almost slicing in behind. And they'll come back. And close out the set. Storm start on the 7 metre line. Look to shift here on the first touch.
Got to have a strong latch here to complete the set.
Get the penalty off the back of it. So players offside from the Gold Coast. Good opportunity here for the Storm and take the lead for the first time in the match.
Ryan and Ben, two boys, yes. Trick play. Plenty of footy between those two, so I can imagine every time they get their chance on the 7, something special is about to happen.
Yeah, it was pretty sharp. Nice little late pop-out play. Doesn't come off for them on this occasion. Take her over the halfway line.
Oh, good drive.
Oh, a nice ball as well out to the corner, and they have to get on wheels to get across. The hand goes up, claiming the touch, and the referees will agree. Oh, sharp on the back end of the set. We take a look at the replay.
Yeah, might not have been rewarded with the try, but this J-line out here, Fantastic, unlucky, or maybe a little bit more height in that dive, but no, it's, you can't beat a great J-line.
Yeah, it was a great ball from Clarkin as well. And the Storm here struggling to get forward. They play it on the last, still in their end of the field. And they turn it over, just over the other side of halfway. Now the Gold Coast shift, go across the pace. Ruddiman will play it. Skinner back out on the park. Been busy again already here in the first half. Castles, nothing to work with down that short side.
This is that really important 5 minutes towards the end of the half where all coaches really, really talk about. So you'd like to think Rossi here in the box will be telling the boys complete, run hard as we look at Deeks, eating up those meters. Benny Ross follows in suit. Just get a great strike dump on the 7 here.
Yeah, Chad Burton-Dancy coming in, receives it back, comes off that right foot. They're looking for phase. Probably just a fraction too close. They will get the penalty though. As you can see, Carter Skinner just questioning the call. So we're just under 4 to go. The score's locked up. Storm on the attack. Chadburn plays it. Jacob Richter feeds it to Ross, who has a little dink at the line.
Gold Coast can really sort of stamp their mark into this half if they can get this stop. They definitely got a strong pod on here that can get a stop with the link touch here. Not what Storm would be after. Oh!
Ooh, and they say touch. It was very close. Sharp ball work coming into the last half a second there. I thought Zach liked it. He had a good look at it, makes the call. And the Coast, they hang on. With 3 to go here in the first half. Here's Lamb. Straight and through the middle. Tika, like a bull at a gate, comes onto it. Ball hits the deck. Storm restart their set. And players being called offside here for the Coast. Another penalty. Probably could hear Zoe, who was right in front of us, calling for players to play on. And Tika called offside. Another good opportunity with 2.5 to go here for the Southern Storm. You've got the Moors working together at the moment in the middle. And Ben will play it. Matt from half comes back towards him now. Oh, might have had him on the outside. Charlton, though, holds
really
his
work
space.
In these middles.
And Charlton makes it and touch there on Bailey Deacon. Gives him a little pat on the way past. Deacon again to Matthew Moore. Sankey will play it. 7 metre line. They don't get it cleanly there from the play of the ball. Oh, now the Coast slinging it out as they roll down their sideline. An extra couple of metres from Tika. Skinner out of the box.
Time here, excellent drive. Ball player from before launches it out to the veteran, Maya Phillips on the wing there.
It was sharp. It was Tannen Clarkin again, who we saw almost cracked them open a few moments ago. This time, look at where he throws that from. And Phillips, he's a great finisher. Still getting to him on the out.
Absolutely, just on the chest, mate. Just, winger's dream, those passes, eh?
So the Gold Coast in front with a minute to go. It's a nice inside ball. Might have been just a half a metre short of the line. As the Gold Coast come across, Richter shows it, tries to come back in. And straight into Skinner, he gets him back up on his feet. And the Gold Coast get the footy and get back into work. Here's Carter Skinner again. Now coming into the last early release. And referees are happy. Players were onside. 20 seconds to go. They're still looking for some attack here, the Southern Storm. They're not conceding the half as of yet.
Definitely a shot, and that's all they need with these boys on the field.
And that'll just slow them down for a second. As Ward picks up, and they come across, and Phillips, the try scorer, will make the touch. The hooter sounds in the background, and they'll head over to the sidelines. What was a very entertaining, fast-paced game between these two teams, but the Gold Coast in front at the moment by 1.
Absolutely, mate. No, fantastic game so far. I think the boys there, both teams, they're looking for heaps of work, and you can't ask for more than that. And then they're just getting rewarded within that 7 metres. So hopefully the second half they open up heaps and it's a bit of a try fest.
Yeah, so good game here in round 6 of the Metro Cup. Halftime score in the men's Premier, Gold Coast 3, Southern Storm 2.
We're the Brisbane Metropolitan Touch Association, a touch football competition at Brisbane's best location. We're Australia's largest touch football operation, and everyone can play, no discrimination. A legacy dating back to 1973. Who could have guessed what this club could be? Intro through to rep programs, 800 teams a year, major events, and those who just come for a beer. We're players, we're coaches, we're administrators, we're volunteers, we're referees, we're coordinators. We range from 4 to 75 years of age, and we play together on the same stage. BMTA Mustangs, we're one herd, the home of touch football. Haven't you heard? White Sill Reserve in the heart of Camp Hill, from the heat of summer through the winter chill. Beginner to advanced, we are a community. You can play too. This is your opportunity. It's the fun, the fitness, the culture, the friends. 6 nights a week, touch never ends. It's the run, the step, the pass, the try, and it all stems from our why. People, place, performance is what we're about. BMTA is touch football, day in and day out.
Take into the Gold Coast box here at half-time. They're in front at the moment in 1 try. 3 tries to 2 is the half-time score. Really fast-paced, entertaining game between these two teams. As we mentioned in the lead-up, sitting 4th and 5th. But, yeah, not much separating them at the moment, but the Coast slightly in front.
Yeah, 100%, mate. It's been an excellent game. Just listening to some of the Storm in the box here, talking about sweepers, sweeper QBs, that running play, that running style. Very much, I guess, going away from what it has in the last few years, where it's been that ball playing 4-on-3 style. And personally, it's a fan favourite of mine. It's very exciting champagne footy.
You've played against both these two teams already. We're at the halfway point of the competition now. We made mention Storm still searching for that first win, only the one win for the Coast as well, but they've been competing in every single game they've had. And the top teams, yeah, UQ Rebels being one of them, sitting in 3rd at the moment, but the matches against Redlands, matches against Country Club Colts, there's only a couple of tries separating it. They're a danger, both these two teams, and I'm sure they're ones that you guys are keeping an eye on as well. Yeah,
100%, keeping an absolute eye on them, and there's plenty of superstars. I think if they had 1 or 2 maybe more experienced players in the middle like we're lucky enough to have, they'd be definitely up there or running the competition leaderboard. But these boys in 1 year, 2 years, even to the back end of the season, be danger to watch.
Yeah, anything can happen. We saw that with Redlands last year. They were not going all that great about the midpoint of the competition, and they got a bit of a run coming into the back end, and all of a sudden they end up being premiers. We don't want to remember that one too much, do we, mate?
Sore spot we don't want to. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Speaking of the UQ Rebels, with Riley Madden tonight in the commentary box, UQ Rebels a player. Part of that unfortunate grand final last year, but it didn't happen in his mind.
Hey, mate, got to do one more this year.
That's it. We've got the hunger to get one better. As the Storm make their way out onto the field. And, yeah, the other match tonight, the UQ Rebels, you've got the feet up, you've got the bye, resting up this week. The Colts are taking on Redlands 1 versus 2 at the moment. That'll be an exciting match. What's your prediction for that one?
Oh, look, I think Redlands are hard to stop at the moment. They've seen so much success, and I think they're just going to keep eating off that till, finals time.
Yeah, what a contrast in seasons it was, like we just mentioned, how, sluggish they were last year. They won the premiership, but they have been clinical to start their championship defence here in 2025. Alrighty, let's see how we go here in the second half. It's the Coast that get us underway. In front by 1. And that's been the highest margin of the game so far, just the 1 try in favour of the Gold Coast. And looking to strike here, but this will help. Last touch. The Storm just need to come up and close out the set, and the Gold Coast will concede. Give the footy back here to the men in purple.
Yeah,
as
really.
Ross shows and goes. He's pretty quick and links up down the left-hand side. A little stutter. Great way to start the set.
Look, it's really telling on how the mindset of the Storm side is for the second half. Going away, straight away, seeing some space, want to go down that front door. So, if, they're really chasing that win, you can see it.
Deacon working with Ben Moore, and he'll get it back here. Sharp off the left foot, ball in the right hand, tries to get in underneath, and who's there to make the touch? Lennox Tika. Deacon will have another look again.
Ben Moore right to left. Oh,
And it finds him. The two Bens combine. Benny Moore to Benny Ross, who picked up a try in the first half, did Ben Ross. He's got a second on the board. And third here for the Storm.
Well, look, it all comes from that Ben Ross away set. Him and Griggsy working that far side, showing that intent straight away out of half. It's, Storm are chasing him.
Yeah, she was a big hole. Benny Ross drove straight through it. Good intent coming out of the halftime break here for the Southern Storm. There's now a little pop out and held on to. Castles feeds it from half.
Oh.
Players down on the deck here. They couldn't capitalise in the Gold Coast. And the Storm will start on the corner. They go straight back
And
to the
again,
play.
hey?
Why not? Worked for them last time. And they're continuing to hold down there. And they get the penalty. The Southern Storm boxes up and about here. And they'll get a chance to make some changes now off the back of that. Deacon makes his way straight back out onto the field. The remainder of the Southern Storm teams hold. Out on the field at the moment. Here's Sankey. Richter plays it. They go short side of Richter. He gets a really good look. And the Southern Storm have gone back-to-back tries here to start the second half. And for the first time in the game, they're in front.
No, excellent. That away set, we keep talking about it, giving it a crack, keeping that defence honest. And then here we go. We talk about honesty again, just a quickie. Old-fashioned quickie, bang, nice and low. Sharp footy from Storm at the moment. Definitely ahead.
And a mistake. What about this from the Southern Storm? Now Jacob Richter. Deacon again decides to kick away. Crawford was just holding back a couple of steps. Deacon decides to come back in midfield. Richter shows it once. This time Clarkin pushes him back out to the 7. Into the last. Richter decides to bomb long. And Griggs tries to flick it back in. Nothing there for them. Another positive set though from the Southern Storm. Now the Gold Coast with Harding. Phillips frees it from half. Patrick
Tika
Lamb.
here. Splitter. QB. Oh,
Looking to switch Ericsson back in.
exciting footy though from Gold Coast there. They've definitely seen that space and that splitter with Lennox coming through. It's the threat for them for sure. Benny, great drive.
And now he gets himself into half. Oh, Tika had a real good look at that one. The penalty was going to come regardless. in the back end of the set. So again, another opportunity for the Storm. Just out of position there. They'll reset now as Chadburn plays it. Nice early release, Sankey. Moore does a great job and feeds it out to Crawford. And they've got another one, the Southern Storm. Now they're in front by 2.
There, absolutely beautiful hands there from, I think it's Matty Moore. Weird in between flick, pass. I'll have to tell him about that one. But, absolutely sweep. I knew Lennox was going to snipe on that. And then over in the corner for a beautiful try.
Heath Crawford gets across. 3 tries on the trot to start the second half here for the Southern Storm. And Chrissy Ross must have had some words to him. Look at this. They forced another mistake, and they'll get marched downfield as well. And what do the Coast need to do here, Riley? Everything's against them. Momentum is such a hard thing to stop when it's up against you. They've got time on their favour, though. We're only 5 minutes into the second half here. They've just got to get the footy, complete sets.
100%. I think completing sets, really important. Kaya Castles there just makes an excellent defensive touch. I think you change momentum with defence, mate. So really important here. Our links, we want the links being really, really brave, being a presence, stepping up. And then just transition. You jump on that footy fast, you change over, you defend fast. Only way to keep up with Storm. Here we go. Change over like we're talking about. And we just got to go down the front door. Don't let them breathe.
And that helps. A little show and go from Harding. Allows the replacement players to flow in behind. And the Gold Coast attackers. Tika's back on. They've contained him pretty well so far throughout the game. Full set to work with. A try here would be very helpful for the Coast as the Storm happy to give away that penalty defending the line.
Absolutely. There we go. Matty Moore really being brave. Probably overexposing himself. Is a good touch there from Benny. Maybe played outside that 7 metres.
So Lennox played here. As the Storm get up nice and early. They come out to Clarkin. Charlton has to reach for it. And it might have been a forward pass out in front of him. And signalled from Zach Jenrick. And things just not working still here in the second half for the Coast. As Ross, nice out of the box. Richter also got 2 tries for the Storm. They come back towards him. It's a little bad on play. Ball hits the deck. The Gold Coast, though, good intent. Straight back onto the football to start their set. They're getting up nice and early here, the Southern Storm. I want to put some pressure on the Coast, and you can see Charlton having to go back to play the ball on the mark. Slows things down again for the Coast as they look to start again with Skinner coming into the last. Harding hasn't had clear space so far tonight.
He's definitely looking to open up, though, absolutely. I think Storm, Hughesy and Rossi have got these boys. Whatever they said at half-time has absolutely worked. And we get a in the ruck penalty from Gold Coast here.
It's the Storm tap. Jacob Richter. Here's Deacon again. Comes out to Blair. Moore feeds it. Gets it back from Deacon. Still dancing around. Getting players into position. Richter over the top to Griggs, who finishes it in the corner. Now they can't do anything wrong here in the second half. The Southern Storm. Now they're in front by 3.
See, it's almost a shame here. Harding gets really high in defence, like I said, as Leng's putting heaps of pressure, and it's just that vision to pass. Griggsy, talk about J-lines all day. Excellent finish in the corner from Zach.
Storm in front, 6-3. As Moore makes a nice touch coming up out of the line.
They're asking fantastic questions, Scotty. They keep dummying, they keep making them bite and make decisions.
Oh, now it's been picked off. Matthew Moore with no one in front. They're coming back towards him now as Moore heads toward the corner, but it is game over. Matthew Moore takes the intercept and goes the distance.
Oh yeah, mate. I've been on plenty of sides where he's throwing those passes, so it's fantastic to see him take that one the whole way home.
Look at this. Bang.
Oh, right in the guts.
And he got straight to work as soon as it hit the hands. It was a gallant chase. They were never going to reel in Matty Moore. Well, this is an unbelievable second half from the Southern Storm. Absolutely nothing going wrong for them. We're halfway through the second half, under 10 to go. A 4-try lead for them now. 5 unanswered tries here in the second half. This is a big opportunity here for the Gold Coast off the mistake. A rare one from the Storm here in the second half. They need a try desperately here, the Coast. And they come up. 2 Storm defenders there to make the touch on Tika. They've contained him pretty well so far tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been the threat. Absolutely, he was a threat for us last week to watch out for. So, been a great coaching performance so far. Shutting him down. Last Charlton, another threat.
They just need to keep cool heads as well here, the Gold Coast. We know they got points in them. They need to complete sets. Deakin. And just as I say that, look at the Southern Storm here, Crawford. He's up and about.
I'm sure you can hear him through the microphone. We're that close, but it's all about momentum. It's all about passion. It's all about energy, and Storm have got it all at the moment.
Skinner gets sent to the sideline as well. And another opportunity for more points here for the Southern Storm. Chadburn, they come to him. Short side, it's a pretty good look. The referee's having a quick chat.
Yeah,
Campbell
points to the
Muir.
line.
He's got a point.
Usually the driver here, Chatty, he's down, gets it, splits really wide, gives himself that bit of space. Oh, yes, fantastic call there from Campbell.
The points continue to flow. This might be starting to become a task too far now for the Coast. And Skinner, nice little show and go, and links up. Gee whiz, they needed that.
He absolutely is the man to do it, leading by example, like we said, trying to be strong in defence and just as strong in attack. Sends Lennox on the sweep, bang, shows the threat. Dummy and go. And then just finds him in the end goal. It's tall mountain to climb, mate, but I think if anyone can score plenty of tries, it's probably this young Gold Coast side.
It just gives him a little sniff. They need to stop points from here. It's going to be a big task, particularly the way the Storm have been playing here in the second half. They can't leak any more tries to the Coast. They got one more touch to hold out. Moore rips it out, and a nice back on the inside to Sankey. They'll take it away.
Forward pass.
Well, a little bit of luck for the Gold Coast. Gee whiz, don't they need it?
Yeah, definitely needed it here, but good set, just needs to finish with a strong drive.
And Moore makes the touch. Brother Matthew takes it forward on the first. Deakin does the work. They come back towards Bailey now.
Oh, wow. Space.
Chadburn, who scored the last. This time, oh, lovely little battle. And even better hands from Crawford.
And he lets him know.
And he kicks it back to halfway. Oh, this is something special. The last try got taken away from him. Look at that little touch there from Richter. And Crawford slams it down for his second.
Must be something these boys do for training, mate. Just tap on, eh?
Yeah, it's a bit of a skill. But they're sticking more times than not now, which is the scary part.
It looks like they're having fun with it too.
So just as the Gold Coast managed to get their first try in the second half, the Storm just go back down the other end.
Oh,
Look at that though from Tika.
And
he
the
comes around the
finish.
back. Oh, that was sharp. Eriksson goes across. And Lennox finally able to crack the Storm defence. I don't think anybody would have stopped him from getting through here with feet like that.
Absolutely not. Oh, bang, straight through, dummy. And then Eriksson does a lot of work here, gets it down nice and quick. That's what our middles do. We work hard and get rewarded with not many meat pies, but he's done well to get that one.
So margin back down to 4. We're within 4 minutes to go. Deacon forced back out. Matthew Moore plays it. Deacon has a look up. Oh, they've done it again, the Storm. And this time Blair finishes it off. Oh, they're playing table tennis out there at the moment with a footy. They're slapping that one across.
A little bit of a sinker pass there, and then just Brock Sankey. Hat backwards and all, just, yeah, easy as you like.
Now the ball hits the deck. There's a bit of chat going on between the coast. It's been a frustrating second half for them. In front at halftime, 3 tries to 2. And it's been a Southern Storm onslaught here in the second half. They had 6 tries unanswered.
Like, it's the old saying, when it rains it pours, mate, I guess. And
Oof.
even with us last week, we were down, I think, 2-3 pretty convincing, and we were able to put 4 or 5 unanswered on them. So it's definitely something Gold Coast have got to look at. They've got all the threat, all the arsenal. How can they put that full 40-minute performance in?
And they're in again here, just looking for someone to connect up with, and they do. There's a bit of contact off the ball, though. And the touch and pass is going to come first, though. And the Gold Coast have done a good job here to sling it across to the other side of the field. As Charlton plays it shy of the halfway line. Now Clarkin doesn't have an option inside or outside. And the Storm with just over 2.5 to go. And looking to finish off the second half, how they started it. And Richter, he's got a double to his name tonight. Sankey will play it again. Deacon goes back to Moore. They're numbered up nicely there. And still throwing the footy around at the moment, the Southern Storm. Oh, sharp there from Sankey. Back to Deacon.
Oh.
Now slings it across. Blair jumps, takes him on, but Phillips will finish it off. Well, they're just never dead and buried on the play, aren't they? They're always half a chance to think it's done. And they're throwing it around, and now the Coast come up with a mistake.
Yeah, that's an absolute shame, coming out of the end, not long to go. Just got to show it in defence here, show a bit of intent. The old winger, quickie.
Got him, I think.
He
Yes,
points
he
to the
did.
spot. Zach Griggs.
And he's all smiles there, Zachy boy. The high fives. Look at this. Little winger short side. What about the finish as well? Down low, sliding across, right in front of Campbell.
Keep in mind all wingers, look at that. Hey, if a coach tells you no winger quickies, tell them otherwise. Have a chat to Zach Griggs, because that was fantastic.
Their 11th try of the game. And their 9th of the second half. What a turnaround it's been. Tika gets in behind them again. There's Gold Coast players down on the deck. Castles is hovering around. And I think they're just going to be happy with the touch being made. It's the last touch of the set as well. The Gold Coast were making changes. I think they're waiting for this full-time siren to go. And they'll be sitting back going, what the heck happened here in the second half tonight?
Absolutely, it's beyond dominant display from Storm. I think just like we said, started with those away sets and then just showing a bit of intent, driving the ball, having a bit of fun with it at the moment, actually. Not long left. Deeks and Morey, 4-on-3. Oh!
Another one.
Way to finish it off. The celebrations. It's been a long time coming, but I think the boys most definitely earned this victory.
It'll be their first of the season. And we'll finish up being 1-1 with the Gold Coast taking the win in round 1. And the Storm hit them back emphatically here in round 6 with a second half performance for the ages. What a way to chalk up their first victory for the season.
100%, mate. I think we have them next week. So after that, coming into a roll, it definitely scary.
Have a look at the try scorers tonight for the Southern Storm. There's doubles galore. 2 to Ross, Richter, Crawford. Griggs got 2 as well. And Gallant. Gold Coast looked good in the first half, but this Southern Storm wave of tries here in the second half, unbelievable performance, one that they'll be looking back on as the season progresses. We've got the Southern Storm Gold Coast double coming up. The Women's Premier is up next. More Storm versus Coast touch footy coming up. Stay with us.
We're the Brisbane Metropolitan Touch Association, a touch football competition at Brisbane's best location. We're Australia's largest touch football operation, and everyone can play, no discrimination. A legacy dating back to 1973. Who could have guessed what this club could be? Intro through to rep programs, 800 teams a year, major events, and those who just come for a beer. We're players, we're coaches, we're administrators, we're volunteers, we're referees, we're coordinators. We range from 4 to 75 years of age, and we play together on the same stage. BMTA Mustangs, we're one herd, the home of touch football. Haven't you heard? White Sill Reserve in the heart of Camp Hill, from the heat of summer through the winter chill. Beginner to advance, we are a community. You can play too. This is your opportunity. It's the fun, the fitness, the culture, the friends. 6 nights a week, touch never ends. It's the run, the step, the pass, the try. And it all stems from our why. People, place, performance is what we're about. BMTA is touch football, day in and day out.
We're back with live action now, and we're not too far from getting our Women's Premier match underway. We do have the Southern Storm and the Gold Coast lining up in our second fixture for tonight as well. As we take a look at the Southern Storm lineup for tonight, they are coached by Dave Craze, also Wayne Grant in the box for the Southern Storm. And they're sitting in third position at the moment, 2 wins, 2 losses, coming off a narrow loss last week, 4-3 against the UQ Rebels in the grand final replays. We take a look at the Gold Coast lineup for tonight. Lauren Dayberg leading the girls out of the box. She's a great coach and plenty of experience, and they've been good. They've been progressively getting better, the Gold Coast. They started their season with a 7-0 loss, and it was against the Southern Storm, but they've progressively been getting better in each performance since then. They had a narrow loss by the first position Redlands team, only by the 1 try. They had a 3-3 draw against the defending champions in the UQ Rebels. They went down by 2 tries to the Colts. They're coming off the bye tonight, so coming into this one fresh, and this one shapes up to be a pretty good performance as well, or pretty good match I should say, between both these two teams. And for the Storm, like we said, 2 wins, 2 losses to start the season. We're into the second part of the Metro Cup season now. Second time these two teams have come up against each other, and we'll see if the Gold Coast can return the favour here tonight. Like we saw in the men's, Southern Storm getting the victory after going down to the Gold Coast in round 1. Is it the Gold Coast that turned the tables here in the Women's Premier? As the Southern Storm with Miua will get sent back. The touch was made there from Ella Watkins. Last touch of the set. And can't link up with Meg Muir as the Gold Coast get their first touch of the footy. Nice footwork. Picking up those extra metres. That was Maya Colley. As changes come on now for the Coast. Over the halfway line they go. And coming into the last touch now. And the touch will be made by Muir on Isdale to close out the set. So good job there. First touch of the footy. They get down to the 7-metre line, the Gold Coast. And now they're looking to put some pressure on in defence as Rousel plays it, hands over for a breather. You just have to hold the footy up for a second there as Blewett comes onto the field. On debut tonight in the Women's Premier, as Lily Neal is touched on the 10-metre line, so good defensive set from the Coast as well, starting on their 10-metre. The Storm, Chadburn getting up early to make the touch. Nice run coming into the back end as Haig plays it on the 7-metre line. Nice from half here and getting in behind them, but a nice recovery from Neal. Last touch of the set, a signal from Matt Lavery. And Robust caught in possession. Our other referees tonight, Clado Lawrence and Riley Watton. Here's Neal as they thread the ball across the left-hand side of the field. Chadburn will play it. Rousel out of the box. Will play it just over the halfway line, coming into the last touch. And again, they'll start their set on the 10-metre line, so winning the early battle here, the Gold Coast. The score's still locked up at 0-0. Sampson from half. Watkins skipping away. Now Medved will play it. And trying to get in between the Storm defence. They make the touch on Ella Watkins. As Neville restarts the set here for the Southern Storm. Hillman plays it as they come across the face. The Storm again doing a good job. The Gold Coast, you can see 3 black jerseys up out of the line. Last touch now, Storm played on the halfway line again. Gold Coast starting their set in good position. This time probably took another couple of metres away from the Southern Storm. And the Storm now with Ward and trying to wrangle back a bit of control. As the Gold Coast working hard for their metres. Coming into the last. Eldridge trying to skip away. The Southern Storm. They'll start about 10 metres out from their own line. So good defensive set from the Storm there. Can they punch a little bit further downfield? A real defensive game between these two teams at the moment. Chadburn held it right to the line, and they weren't in position with Sykes to be able to take it back on the inside. The ball hits the deck. Eldridge will play it on the halfway line as Izal will head over for a breather. Changes onto the park now here for the Coast. Last touch. Robust looking to come back inside to Haig. Now the Storm for the first time looking to go away from their box. As Neal feeds it to Chadburn. Now they'll look to make some changes. A little variation to their set. Try and help them get downfield as Rousel holds it up. Reed gets a flat ball back here again. Last touch, Hillman comes back to Reed. He feeds it across to Neville. And they close out the set. They finished a little bit further downfield that time around the Southern Storm. As Watkins will have to come back to the mark. Nice flow around the back. Colley plays it. Medved comes back to Colley, punching through the hole. There's Gemma upfield, which is probably just a couple of steps in front. Not a bad set again there for the Coast. Still locked up at 0-0. Round 6 here of the Metro Cup. There's Muir. Played on the last. Ward comes back into her. This one's the last touch now. Ward back to Muir. Tries to feed it through the hands. Best set for a long while there for the Southern Storm in terms of how deep down the other end of the field they finished. The Coast started on their 7-metre line. Looking to try and regain a bit more control in defence now, the Southern Storm. Medved, nice little ball off the hip as Colley plays it. Last touch, and they play it shy of the halfway line. Eldridge over the top and heads down over onto field 2. So this will give both teams just a chance to get some oxygen into the lungs. The Gold Coast have their defensive line set. And the Storm start on their 10-metre line. Nice and deep here from the first touch, and they put it through their hands to bring it out to the left. Nice little inside ball back to Neal as well. It's Coyne. Feeds it from half, follows up again. Chadburn back inside to Sykes. Now Rousel, a little bit of footwork. Sykes has to get herself into position to go from half. Throws a nice link ball, but even better defence from Adrakis. Reading that one perfectly. She's there to make the touch if it was held on to. Isdale goes direct. Eldridge will play it. Gets 2 Storm defenders to come up as Watkins decides to go. Takes advantage and links up around the back. Desperation defence from the Storm. They'll come back for the penalty for the touch and pass. But really nice play and promising signs there for the Gold Coast. All float off the back of attracting 2 defenders coming in. Now we see the Storm with Chadburn turning the footy back over. Another really good opportunity now for the Gold Coast. Looking to get the first points on the board. Robas dives in herself. A nice diving touch from Taylor Sykes over the top. They look to go short side now. The touch was made. Look, they had control of the ball. Matt Lavery signalling the ball was down, but he's going to give the penalty here to the Gold Coast for the first infringement. So another repeat set here for the Coast. As Haig runs into the line, robust. Just catches the ball behind. Decides to put the brakes on and reset. They go for a sweep. This plays down on the deck here. As Ioane looked to take the advantage. It was Chadburn down for the Southern Storm. She's back on her feet now. Tegan Haig will play it this time inside the 7. Robust has to reach for it. Did a really good job. And has a crack in at the line on the last touch with the Storm. And there to make the touch. They've got one more to make the close out this set. As Haig switches back in underneath with Skylar Sampson. So the Storm hang on there. After defending repeat sets on their line. And a penalty. It's going to go to the Southern Storm here. Plays offside. It was Ioane who comes up to make the first touch, being called a few steps short there from Matt Lavery. Neville plays it. Hillman from half. Nice link ball. Great defence. But another penalty. Back-to-back penalties here for the Southern Storm. They're going to get another. And this time, this is their second within the 7, so there was no touch being called, but he can't pull out within the 7-metre zone. This time, Haig makes that contact. Neville gets a quick play the ball down. Sharp off the left foot, but good defence back on the inside from Tegan Haig. That's good middle defence right there. There's still a couple of touches to come. As they come back to Hillman, and nothing there for them. So good defence on the line from the Gold Coast. And they go direct on the first with Sampson. They need to do the work to get over towards the box and get the changes here with the Gold Coast. Callow plays it. Medved short of the halfway, coming into the last. As Collie tries to skip away, and Neville makes the touch. Now loose ball, good hands to hold on to that from Coyne, who's done a good job to get away from defenders. A little bit flat as the replacement players come onto the park here for the Storm. Muir to Ward, who comes back towards Meg Muir. Gets solid contact there from Medved as Ward looks to take advantage. And that was a nice play on call from Matt Lavery. Gives the penalty for the contact. Full set to work with here for the Southern Storm. Looking to score first here in this round 6 fixture. Neal, ball out and over the sideline. Early in the touch count too, still had plenty of touches to work with. Saw a little bit of space there, Lily Neal. And the Coast really working for metres at the moment. And this slows them up a little bit more as well. And playing it just over the 10-metre line, coming into the last as they rip it across. And Watkins will turn it over. So the Southern Storm will start their set on the halfway line. It's 6.5 to go, and now they throw the footy down on the deck. And they turn it away. Jordan Dart has come from the coaching box, made his way up to the commentary box as well. 0-0 here, Darty. You've missed a pretty enthralling first half. No tries as of yet, but really tough back and forth footy between these teams.
That's good. I think obviously Goldie's been good the first few weeks of the comp. Sorry, I'm still puffing, running from down in. I'm
We'll
retired, mate. So.
We'll give him a second to get the air in. Yeah, we made mention of that in the lead-up. So in round one, they played against the Southern Storm and got dusted a little bit, as we see a bit of clunkiness here from the Storm. But since that first match, they've done a really good job and had really good performances against yourselves. You're coaching the Redlands team. Only the one try, I think it was, in that one. So it's the way that they have been continuing to get better week after week has been great to see, and they're putting it on again here tonight. Yeah,
as you mentioned, they probably got outshined round one, and that's sometimes it being a young side. They are a very young side, Goldie, and credit to them. That's down. First try of the game from... Is that Kaya Hillman? We'll have a look at this on the replay, but Kaya Hillman, I think it might just be a little delayed punish. Comes off the right foot and gets nice and low, and that's down. But yeah, as I was saying, I think being a young side, I think round one might have caught them off guard a little bit, and then they came out strong against us. They were physical, they rucked hard, and I'm assuming, given the scoreline 1-0, it's probably been a bit of that this first 13 minutes anyway. Yeah, absolutely. It has been. There's Kaylee Robust. So I go 15 minutes without a try. You come up within 30 seconds, they score. Might be your influence, Stardy. And might open up. We saw it in the men's premier game as well. You wouldn't believe the end score there with the Southern Storm getting up 12 tries to 4. The halftime score was 3-2, and I think it was about 0-0 for about the first 10 minutes of that one as well. Wow. So, is that 12-4? 12-4. They scored 6 unanswered tries in the second half, the Southern Storm. And Gold Coast got a couple on them, but it was just an absolute onslaught in our earlier match tonight from the Southern Storm to get their first victory of the Metro Cup season. So now we've seen the first try from the Storm here in the women's. Can the Coast hit them back? And do the points start to flow? Haig from half had a little look on the right, looked to come back to Ioane, but nothing there for them on that one. And Ioane has been really impressive from Gold Coast as well. As we mentioned, they got a couple of young superstars. Michaeli Robust with a really strong touch just then. And then obviously coached with the superstars in Lauren and Drummy. They got a bright future ahead of them, this Gold Coast crew. Going to the last now. Muir skips across, ball hits the deck. So we'll just take these extra couple of seconds to get themselves set here, the Gold Coast. Played on the 10-metre line. There's Callow. And plays it. They roll over the halfway line now. Good extra couple of metres there from Collie. Watkins slice them open from half once. Looking to inject herself again here in this set of 6. Medved has a look. Skips into the line, coming into the last. Collie off that left foot, gets in behind. They have to come back at it and make the touch. I'll get the penalty, though, here, the Gold Coast. 2.5 to go. And good defensive crew here for Southern Storm in Meg Muir and Emily Ward. Here's Watkins, nice little stutter and almost gets in behind them. As we can see, a V8 supercar in the background, sitting in the car park. It's probably hers. She's driving on it. Wouldn't mind rolling out of that after this game. Here is Watkins. She goes about as fast as one. And Meg's got her again. Another one of those Aussie youth players coming through the ranks, and that's her go-to. She's got speed for days. Links up with Medved here. She's had plenty of touches in this set. This time she takes it down, but Medved comes back towards her and shakes to come back on the inside to Collie. This time I think they like the look of it. Muir is claiming that the touch is made. The referee eventually points to the spot and the Gold Coast get there first. She pleaded for that. Didn't she? What? Let's take a look. And she's a couple of steps short of the line. Yeah. So a great call in the end. Dump right on the 7-metre line. Just goes short and Maya Collie levels us up. And this is probably one thing that's super impressive with this Gold Coast side is
Well, if you give them a sniff, they will stay around that whole game. But even more so, as we mentioned, round one, they got a bit of a touch-up from Southern Storm. So to come back and put this display, if they can hold them out here for 40 seconds, they'll be super happy to go into halftime 1-1 or get another crack at the end of the half.
Here's Chadburn on the sweep, pretty sharp on her feet, links up with Sykes, and a nice touch. Oh, a bit of finger pointing going on here. The hand went straight up there from Savannah Callow. She was pretty confident that the contact was made. Gold Coast bringing it back towards the middle here for the first couple of touches. And Storm with Sykes getting up nice and early, putting a bit of pressure on. And working hard for their meters. Yeah, there was a few groans there. They continue to play on. And Sykes.
A good touch from Sykes.
And she was active in defence there, Taylor Sykes. And as the Hooters sounds for half time, and like we were in the men's, pretty close contest, and we're locked up a one-try piece here in the women's.
Let's hope there's plenty of tries in this second half with both teams coming out to put a display on. What a beautiful Friday night too.
Oh, perfect conditions here. We've seen some pretty good footy so far and another good game on our hands. Halftime score in the Women's Premier, 1-1 between the Storm and Gold Coast.
We're the Brisbane Metropolitan Touch Association, a touch football competition at Brisbane's best location. We're Australia's largest touch football operation, and everyone can play, no discrimination. A legacy dating back to 1973. Who could have guessed what this club could be? Intro through to rep programs, 800 teams a year, major events, and those who just come for a beer. We're players, we're coaches, we're administrators, we're volunteers, we're referees, we're coordinators. We range from 4 to 75 years of age, and we play together on the same stage. BMTA Mustangs, we're one herd, the home of touch football. Haven't you heard? White Sill Reserve in the heart of Camp Hill, from the heat of summer through the winter chill. Beginner to advanced, we are a community. You can play too. This is your opportunity. It's the fun, the fitness, the culture, the friends. 6 nights a week, touch never ends. It's the run, the step, the pass, the try. And it all stems from our why. People, place, performance is what we're about. BMTA is touch football, day in and day out.
We're at halftime here in round 6 Women's Premier. Locked up a one-try piece as we take you over to the Gold Coast box. Their head coach, Lauren Dayberg-Muir, giving the instructions. Drum's been leading the ship the last couple of weeks, and Lauren's going, I'll take it from here. She's doing a great job leading these girls. They're in this game. And, yeah, like we said, scores locked up at one-try piece at the moment here, Duddy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Goldie come out like in this second half. With a young team, sometimes it is tough to stay consistent for 40, and if they can do that, they'll stay in this game with the Storm team that have been pretty dominant over the last couple of seasons, apart from probably the last couple of games. So I'd like to see Ione and Robust really take this game on. They've probably been their 2 most dominant attackers of late. Watkins obviously will chime in there, as well as Sampson. So we'll see what Goldie come out with.
Yeah, Lila Ava, definitely one to watch in that draw that they had against the UQ Rebels. It was 2 tries that she scored late to lock up that draw in that match. Now, scores around the grounds in the Women's Premier. The Redlands taking on UQ Rebels. You're the coach of the Redlands team. Didn't go your way tonight in the top of the table clash.
No, not at all. UQ, as they always do, they continue to build through the back end of the season. I think they were similar last season, had a bit of a slower start. And then, top of the table clash, they got us on the hooter.
It's an important, now that we're through the halfway mark of the competition as well, we do, like you just mentioned, teams start to go on runs. We've got a break coming up as well around National Youth Championships into Queensland All Schools as well. So starting to get a couple of victories here, and you come back from that break, and that's really when you got to start pulling the trigger.
Yeah, it was one we obviously circled as a pretty important game considering the outcomes we've had already. But we're building. We're happy with where we're at. We're happy with the... Not the result, but happy with the process and know where we can improve, and hopefully we'll go on one of those runs at the back end of the season.
Yeah, of course, Redlands coming into the Women's Premier for the first time this season. They were coming into round 6 at the top of the table as well. The Rebels might jump over the top of them going into round 7 next week. And these two teams, the Storm coming in tonight in 3rd position. Last year's runners-up. They've been runners-up in the last 3 Metro Cup Grand Finals.
Yep.
And they took it to the Rebels last week, but again, it's just that just can't quite get that monkey off the back. They've lost a little bit of experience this year as well, the Southern Storm, but they're still going to be thereabouts again when the whips get cracking.
Yeah, lost a bit of experience, as you mentioned, but they've got some girls back as well. Amelia Chadburn, obviously, back from ACL, and she's playing some good footy. You've got the Sykes girls. Felicity Archer's probably a big out this week. I thought she's been pretty excellent the first few rounds of the season. So still a very quality side, this Storm side.
Now the Coast ripping it out to finish off the set on their side of the field. Storm with Taylor Sykes picked up the Player of the Year for the Wynnum Seagulls in the BMD Rugby League competition during the week as well. Gee whiz, some of these kids play a lot of sport, a lot of footy. Playing rugby league on the weekend, playing touch on a Friday night. No dramas.
No dramas.
Here she is, a little show and go. Links up over the top, and they pick up some nice metres down the sideline with Laura Field. As the changes fly around the back, nice little kick away as well from Izzy Reid. Neville scrambles to get from half, just getting players into position. Gets Hillman out as Neville comes off the right foot and goes straight into the defence there of Maya Colley from the Coast. So they'll play it to start their set on the 7 metre, nice and deep, and the ball goes around the shoulders. And a little mistake here early on here in the second half. And they'll have to defend their line now, the Gold Coast. The Storm look to attack nice and early. Nice touch on the outside for Mary Lou Plath.
Had to make that. That's a really good touch. Izzy Reid with sharp footwork around the 7.
Here's Hillman showing it. The sides to go. They're on the back foot. A nice recovery. Watkins makes the touch. Showing that speed. They come back and play it. Back to Hillman. Who skips away, and no options there towards the back end. They took some metres away from them as well, the Gold Coast, so nicely defended in the end.
Oh, and then no half. First 2 touches looked really good, and then obviously a little bit clunky.
There's Ronnie.
You're going to have Robust out of half here.
She picks up pretty cleanly, skips off that right foot, just has a look over the shoulder. No one there to link up with. She comes up to make the first touch here for the Coast. Now Muir out of the box. Ward follows suit, straight and hard coming into the line. Neal.
That's nice.
It was good ball movement on the back end.
Yeah, really good. I think they ended up with a rooster. Gave a little early release and had numbers and just didn't quite execute. But again, Mary Lou Plath in the right spot as the winger, just putting pressure on, and ball goes to ground.
Now the Coast with Isdale coming into the last. As they skip. Now against the grain. Not a bad little option there.
Sampson with some really good footwork and goes back against the grain, as you mentioned. And once again, now Gold Coast don't execute, but both teams creating chances at the moment.
Muir is looking to come back down the sideline.
And they've left it behind in the end. So the Gold Coast have done a pretty good job defensively yet again. And just wrangling back that field position battle. And some nice meters down the sideline. Gets them right on the front foot here in this set. As Watkins will play it.
They come on with a bit of flow. And Storm, very good job to just hold off that touch.
And Collie had no options right or left.
And that's probably that experience you're talking about with Taylor and Amelia. They've played plenty of touch together. Just to know that we're probably in a little bit of danger off flow here. Let's just hold the line a bit, make Gold Coast pull it up.
Here's Neil to Neville, flat at the moment, the Storm. Neville feed it off, coming into the last. Gets another touch, picks up from half and comes away off that right foot. Good speed here from Neville and links up nicely. And Storm score first to open up here in the second half, and it gets him in front.
Really good shape out of here. Neville picks up like she's going open side, kicks back to the short side and just finds a bit of space. The finish here from Kaya Hillman is really, really special. She kind of runs straight to the line and then kicks away last minute on Watkins. And as you mentioned, Storm up by 1.
And they've both tries to Kaya Hillman. Gets a double early.
And I believe first season over with Storm as well has come over from the UQ Rebels.
It's been a little bit of player movement.
Just a little bit. Good for the competition, mate, I think.
It is.
Obviously, you see Redlands come back into the competition, this Gold Coast side, young side. There's 5 genuine teams that are playing really good footy, so...
Yeah, nice even balance across all the squads. It's been reflected in the matches that we've seen, and including this one here tonight. Just the one try separating these two teams. And this is 3rd versus 5th. Gold Coast on the bottom of the ladder coming into this one tonight. But as you can tell, nothing separating these two teams. They give away the penalty.
Last 2 sets from Storm have been super impressive. Getting to the box, keeping their flow. And these are the chances they get off the back of it.
Here's Sykes switching in, getting players into position here. The Storm is kicking away. And the contact there. Yep. Kaylee Robus giving away the penalty. A little bit too much body in the touch. Chadburn goes back to Sykes, short side play, and Sykes getting down nice and quickly down to the ground. He goes to retrieve the ball from the car park.
That's where I ran from and I was puffing, so.
That's deep. Here's Chadburn. Now Reed will play it. So they split through Chadburn.
Good hands.
Yeah, it was a nice, quick little battle on. They don't hit the target on the back end. And Gold Coast on the right side of the field. Still got to do that work to get towards your box, and they did and get it down cleanly. Just that extra little step over the mark. Lavery doesn't miss those ones.
No, he doesn't. But this is what we're talking about. The Storm have probably been more dominant this last 8 minutes and been cleaner to their box. Gold Coast have probably been a little bit clunky and given Storm a lot of opportunities, but it's only down by 1. They'll stay around, and if they can hold them out here.
Neil from half. Neville set up the last try.
Great
This
ball.
time Neil throws an absolute ripper. Took a little deflection as well. And does fall in the hands here of the Southern Storm. They go back-to-back tries, and they're in front by 2.
Really good play. They go back to this rooster with the early release. They've noticed that the Gold Coast team are jamming in, and Lily Neal sums it up perfectly with the ball out to Charlotte Richardson.
Richardson gets her first for the game, so a bit of pressure now on the Gold Coast. Biggest margin of the game so far. It's only 2 tries. It's been pretty tight up until this point.
I think you were calling it, Scotty. I was waiting for Charlotte to actually sit on that one to finish the try.
Oh, yes.
Oh, great ball.
And that's a great hit back from the coast. So just like we said, after back-to-back tries, to hit back and respond like this, Watkins from half. And took it right to the line. Great catch and put down. That's a good hit back from the coast.
So a play that Goldie loved to run, the little rooster, they fake that, pick up and scoop, and Ella Watkins, when you've got that much speed, that's so hard to defend. And well done, Gold Coast.
Yeah, she's got the hot hand again for them tonight. There's Ward. Has to come back after that defensive pressure from the coast and just rips it across the top.
Much better defensive set from Coast, yeah. Pushed outside 7 the whole time, made it difficult for Storm and took their time and space away. So, and this looks like a really good set to start.
Yeah, they're up and about.
Watkins straight back onto the field.
Robust forward. Now they switch in. Looking to get McKaylee in from half. And picks up that right foot skip. Ball just lolly-popping up in the air. And Laura Field comfortably there to take that. The penalty for the touch and pass comes first.
But a set Lauren Dayberg-Mill will be super happy with, right? Really good defensive set. They ruck the ball, they finish it down the other end, and now they're putting some really good ruck pressure on the Storm. That's a good ball from Jenna Rousel.
And a nice one back in towards Rousel as well. So good double-up play there from the skipper. There's Chad Byrne.
Oh,
now
she gets one back.
Yeah, McKaylee was down on the deck that time. And it was the contact coming into the play the ball. And I'm sure when you got your coach's hat on, Darty, when you're giving away penalties in possession, they're not the ones you want to see given away.
No, they're not, but I'm probably also screaming to say that's still ours.
yeah. Yep, she's just tripped over and lost her feet, ref. Doesn't go in the favour of the Southern Storm on that occasion. A good chance here for the Gold Coast.
Half. Great ball. An even better touch, Charlotte Greeny.
Good footy from both teams there. Now a little bit flat. Oh, fortunate. Fall into the hands there as Sykes is looking to release the pass and get themselves out of trouble from a flat start. Now Hillman having to work hard here, the Storm. Neville steadies the ship. Rousel on the release to Hillman. He tries to skip away and they come up and make the touch there with Isdale.
Well defended from Gold Coast once again. They Storm have ran that play a couple of times now and Gold Coast up to the task on that occasion.
Sampson plays it again. Ioane feeds it. Isdale on the 10-metre line of the Storm. Still making a couple of changes here, the Coast. As Callow plays it into the last collie. Throws it right into Hillman's melon. Doesn't rattle her at all.
No, just picks the ball up and plays.
Footwork and contact there from Medved. And we might get a little call out here. Riley Watton, not too happy. There's been a couple of shots.
Yeah, probably the right call. I think there's probably been one too many now, and we'll just send someone for a sub, try and cool that down a little bit. I don't give Riley or refs too many credits, but that's probably the right decision there.
Ward plays it on the last.
Oh, good
nice switch in. And good covering defence coming across in the end, but good footy from the Storm. Throwing it around on the last.
We're about 7 minutes to go, and Gold Coast have probably got back into their groove through their midfield. And this game's just heating up, I think.
And there's a decent bit of contact there in the middle. Good recovery as Isdale plays it. Last touch, they
another
play
good
out
ball
the
this
back.
time. Watkins.
Well, she's the one you want to give it to.
Oh, great touch, Emily Coyne.
That was a nice play. Take a look at the replay here. Beautiful ball out the back.
And if you want to give someone a little bit of space to work with, clipped on the boot, coming across his coin.
That's a veteran move if I've ever seen one. Not even looking, just turns the other hand, flicks.
Sykes feeds it. Get herself back in the half.
Oh, another
nice
good
ball.
ball.
Chadburn. Yeah, nice work. They had to come in and play at the ball. And it was Bella Hall coming in from the left wing.
So a few of these big names now starting to step up, creating a lot of chances, but both teams just hanging in there defensively.
So still touches to work with. Nothing opening up for them in the early parts of this set. Neil has to get sent back. Blewett will come back and play it on the 7-metre line. Field sends it from half. Chadburn. And Sykes sweeps around, comes back
Good
in to
touch.
Neil. And the two number 11s come together as Sampson makes the touch. Now clean play the ball. Isdale on the second. They're looking to make some changes here, the Coast. Good punch out of the box from Callow. As Haig picks up.
Oh, numbers.
Robust links it across. Ball on the deck, under 5 to go. And the game on a nice edge at the moment. Storm holding on to this slender lead. They're in front by 1.
And as you mentioned, Gold Coast to score too late against UQ last week. It might have been the week before. But Storm, if they can get one here, they'll start to feel a little bit more comfortable with a 2-try lead.
This will help them as well. And the penalty given. Neville and Hillman. And the ball goes down. He's just going to give the girls a rap, and they still deserve a rap. Kaya getting 2 tries. Neville setting up their third as well. Unfortunate. Just leaving the ball behind on that occasion. Ioane takes right to the line, links up with Tegan Haig. Watkins. Medved, she's been good as well for the Coast in the second half. Into half now, it's just as I say that, a little snatch at the ball.
Both teams almost playing identical here. They go set for a while, then one makes an error, the other makes an error. Oh, that's a great drive.
They're really on the back foot here, the Coast, and probably flirting with being onside as Ward picks up and gasses. Comes back off the left foot, needs somebody there in a purple shirt, and Neil can't reel it in.
As you mentioned, Gold Coast were just in scramble mode from touch 3. Emily Ward slices straight through, and they just can't find a finish.
And they've given it straight back to them, Collie. Might have had one eye on the box. This is a big set here for both teams. Low-scoring match. Like you said before, Dad, if they can score here and go up by 2, that might be enough to get them home. The Gold Coast need a defensive stop.
And probably got the middles on to do this. Meg Muir, Emily Ward, experience.
And it is Muir on the sweep, who comes off that left foot, targeting offside players. Good cover on the inside, though, from the Coast. They're still hanging in there. You can see their referee's got his hand in the air as the fan is waving from the car in the background. Last touch. Ward feeds it. They come across. They've contained them. They're the Gold Coast. Can they get down the other end and get a point on the board?
Oh, they're going away.
Oh, and there was some space out here if they could kick out and haul.
And they're going to stay on here. Need to keep going forward.
Here's Isdale.
Sampson out of half. She skips.
Oh, and they slide across and make the touch. But a good set. They'll probably get another crack with the footy. The Gold Coast. This is a big defensive step
really
for
good
them.
Ball again, Jenna Rousel.
They pick up big meters. That will help them get down the other end of the field. They're looking to ice it here, the Southern Storm.
Oh,
Chadburn.
yep, that's going to be forward.
It's picked up, and this is their chance.
Sampson has probably played these last couple of minutes. Let's see if she stays on again. Need to go forward.
Sykes claiming the no touch. Referees need to see it clearly. They might need a little spark out of the box here. The coast, it's juggled. Watkins makes her way back onto the field. Medved, that's what they needed, a run going forward. Watkins picks up and
She's
goes
gone.
from half,
She's
gets
gone.
away from Chadburn, comes
That's-
back to
oh,
Medved,
what
the
a touch,
touch is
Taylor
made.
Sykes.
Oh. Well, she's possibly won the game for her team there. As we take a look at the replay, it was a great back end coming into the last touch. Watkins just so quick. Yeah, she was there pretty comfortably to make the touch.
Oh, they're
Now,
going to get a chance.
we head back down to live action. Feels like the Storm. Lavery's just
No.
confirming with Watton. The Storm will hold on to the footy. It's a repeat set, so it's come off the Gold Coast team there with 15 seconds to go. It looks like the Storm are going to hang on.
What a play from Taylor Sykes. Looking back at that replay, I don't even think that was her player. She just saw someone in space. I'm going to get you. And I believe Southern Storm potentially moved to second with that little win.
Oh, it's a big win in the end, but Gold Coast, gee whiz, didn't they make them work for it? Another quality performance from them. They've been in matches since round 2, but just still can't quite get the victory at the moment, but another really strong performance from the Coast.
Really strong performance. I think Lauren Dayberg-Muir will be disappointed, but completely happy with sticking in it. Just their ability to stay in a game is really impressive for such a young side, and if they can start to execute some of those half opportunities, they'll put some teams under a lot of pressure.
2 tries to Kaya Hillman, 1 to Richardson, and for the Coast, Maya Colley and Skylar Sampson scoring. And next week, round 7, Country Club Colts versus the Rebels in the Women's Premier to kickstart us at 7:20. That'll be followed by the Gold Coast and the Redlands in the Men's Premier from 8:10. Thanks for your company tonight. Thank you to you, Jordan Dart, and we'll see you next week for round 7 action here at the Metro Cup.
We're the Brisbane Metropolitan Touch Association, a touch football competition at Brisbane's best location. We're Australia's largest touch football operation, and everyone can play, no discrimination. A legacy dating back to 1973. Who could have guessed what this club could be? Intro through to rep programs, 800 teams a year, major events, and those who just come for a beer. We're players, we're coaches, we're administrators, we're volunteers, we're referees, we're coordinators. We range from 4 to 75 years of age, and we play together on the same stage. BMTA Mustangs, we're one herd, the home of touch football. Haven't you heard? White Sill Reserve in the heart of Camp Hill, from the heat of summer through the winter chill. Beginner to advance, we are a community. You can play too. This is your opportunity. It's the fun, the fitness, the culture, the friends. 6 nights a week, touch never ends. It's the run, the step, the pass, the try. And it all stems from our why. People, place, performance is what we're about. BMTA is touch football, day in and day out.